Good evening and thanks for being with us tonight at 11. I'm Brian Yacono. We begin with that giant storm that dumped snow from the Midwest to the East Coast. At least 4 people we've learned have died now across multiple states as a result of that storm. Flights in and out of both Bangor and Portland are also impacted, specifically to and from Philadelphia and Washington, D.C. So check ahead if you have travel plans tomorrow. NBC's Sam Brock has the latest for us from Washington, D.C.
It's been a pretty remarkable and rare day in the district today. Washington, D.C. has certainly seen some snowfall recently, but not usually this much. You're talking about 6 or 7 inches through the middle of the afternoon, and as you can see right now, snow is still coming down. You got to go back to 2019 to find a time when there was double-digit snowfall in D.C. I'm standing in the heart of the city right now. That's Pennsylvania Avenue over my shoulder. The Capitol is down in that direction. Around the corner on the other end of Freedom Plaza, the White House. Normally this area would be absolutely bustling with people in cars. All you're seeing right now are basically snow plows and some police officers coming through as that wind's still picking up right now and the snow coming down. The disruptions have been multifaceted. The biggest ones, though, certainly the airways. 2,000 plus cancellations across the country. Here at DCA, 82% of departing flights canceled, and the airport actually announcing they were shutting down the runways as of about 6 o'clock Eastern Standard. And so many parents right now trying to figure out what they're going to do with their kids who are off Monday, now many of them Tuesday, some even Wednesday, trying to juggle caring for your kids and getting their work done. That's the latest here in Washington. Sam Brock, NBC News.
So quite a mess there. Meteorologist Ryan Breton is tracking our forecast. Ryan, that system itself is staying south of us. We have our own issue, though, with the temperature, it seems.
That's for sure, Brian. And interesting to note, not only does D.C. not get snow very much, but they usually don't keep it on the ground very long
either, right?
In this case, they will, because the cold air that's here will funnel right down to them, too. Yeah, here's a look at the storm tonight. Some lingering snow over the mid-Atlantic, but it's dry around here. We just have a few passing clouds. It's certainly cold. We have temperatures that have dropped now to 6 in Freiburg, 9 in Waterville, teens near and along the coastline. There is a little bit of wind, and when it gets cold, it only takes a 5 or 10 mile per hour wind to create wind chills like this. 0 in Lewiston and Bangor right now, and below 0 up in the mountains. Now, with that wind, temperatures won't drop a whole lot more tonight. So we'll start tomorrow morning in the single digits and low teens, depending on where you are. And tomorrow is another blustery day. Temperatures only getting into the low and mid 20s over southern Maine. Teens up in the mountains. Lewiston with a high of 24, 25 degrees in Augusta, and eastern Maine quite chilly as well, generally in the low to mid 20s. The wind is with us all week. We'll talk about that and a potential weekend storm too coming up, Brian.
All right, we'll see you then, Ryan. Thank you. New tonight, a tractor trailer landed on the opposite side of the highway in Wells this evening. Maine State Police say this happened around 4:45 this evening at mile marker 18. They say the truck was headed northbound when the driver lost control. The truck then crashed through the median guardrail, traveling across the southbound lanes of the highway, and finally came to stop where you see it right here in the tree line. The crash itself is under investigation, but police tell us driver fatigue appears to be a contributing factor. No injuries reported there today. Well, the number of Maine parents waiting for a lawyer in child protection cases grew by about 700% in 2024. This is according now to reporting by the Maine Monitor. Parents who have children removed from their care by the state over abuse or neglect concerns are guaranteed an attorney under Maine law. On January 3rd of last year, a list sent to the Maine Commission on Public Defense Services stated there were 14 cases awaiting an attorney. December 30th, there were 112. The Maine Commission on Public Defense Services is in the process now of opening and staffing public defender offices around the state of Maine. A new program could help people in rural parts of our state get more access to obstetrics care. So last week, we told you more than $650,000 from the U.S. Department of Health and Human Services is going to a program to offer obstetrics training for students. The goal here is to get residents at Maine hospitals trained while working in rural areas, all in hopes that they'll stay in the state to work. 6 hospital programs in Maine and New Hampshire will take part in the obstetrics training and develop a new curriculum. Maine Health says the program could have significant impacts in Maine's rural communities.
Where transportation may be an issue, access to care, community services may be different. And so they feel very comfortable practicing in a rural setting and hopefully end up taking rural practice positions when they graduate.
So the program leaders will use patient focus groups, which will start soon, to learn what skills patients think are most important for the students to learn. The first students are expected to start their training by the end of the year. Well, we got a look at Portland's state of the city this evening from the mayor, Mark Dion. He covered a range of topics today, both success and areas for improvement. Housing was at the forefront today. The mayor noted $400,000 in financial assistance was distributed to development initiatives that will result in 300 new affordable housing units. On public health, the mayor says maternal outreach nurses providing 2,000 new parents with in-home visits in 2024. He also says more than 2,700 vaccines were administered. Now, as for the challenges, he references crimes involving guns, homelessness, and a lack of access to affordable child care in the city. On crimes, he says neighborhoods need more police officers. He is asking state leaders to support legislation that would allow the Portland Police Department to operate its own training academy, rather than requiring officers to receive certification through the state academy. He says he believes this could shorten the time it takes to get officers certified for duty.
But the one point they all share was a sense the city is not as safe as it once was. The nature of crime has changed. The incident of gun-involved crimes is escalating and becoming almost routine. People are fearful from personal experience and from the possibility that they may be personally involved in such an event at any time.
The mayor also says he believes addressing those areas will help the city achieve its potential for greatness. South Portland school system hit by a cyber attack over the weekend. In a letter to parents just this morning, Andy Wallace, the school department's director of technology, says staff detected a network breach Sunday. So in response, Wallace says they took down the school's network to protect both student and other data. Wallace says he believes no data was accessed in that attack. Based on the IP address, he believes this was a random attack originating in Bulgaria. Dr. Lori Sussman, who you see here, is an associate professor of technology of cybersecurity at the University of Southern Maine. She says schools are considered soft targets for these kinds of attacks.
They don't normally have large, information technology sections, IT sections. They don't normally have a lot of dollars to put into the newest and latest cyber solutions. So very often they are working on a shoestring budget, and they're doing their very, very best.
The school system's network, by the way, is back up and running. South Portland students did have school today. A city spokesperson says the attack did not go beyond the school system. Well, a real estate battle hit the courtroom today in Bangor. Oral arguments were presented today by attorneys representing the University of Maine system and Calvary Chapel Belfast. This is over the sale of the Hutchinson Center. Calvary Chapel's lawyers previously asked the court for a temporary restraining order to prevent the UMaine system from continuing negotiations of the sale of that with the winner of the second bidding process, which is Waldo Community Action Partners. The church, if you'll recall, won the first round of bidding over the summer, but that offer was rescinded. And now the church is suing the UMaine system, claiming religious discrimination. That is an allegation the university denies. UMS says the choice was made to ensure fairness for all bidders. The judge did not come to a conclusion today, but attorneys say they do expect a decision soon. Maine College of Art and Design is launching a new online master's program. The Master of Arts in Education program starts this fall. Administrators say the goal here is to meet workforce demands and offer flexibility for working professionals. Leaders say the program can be completed between 12 and 18 months and will offer small class sizes, and those applications are open online now. Still ahead right here tonight on News Center Maine at 11, we will head to Washington as President-elect Trump's win is certified. Plus, putting those Christmas trees to good use. We'll show you how one group is returning nature to nature. That's next in your Evening Rush.